Hey, Nick.
Hey, Chase.
It's that time again.
What time is it?
Time for
Fuck This Place! It's like this.
Ba-ba-dee-ba-ba-bo. Welcome to Fuck This Place, a podcast about jobs with Chase and Nick. My name is Chase.
My name is Nick, and that's all.
And
Again.
you got us again, friends.
Mm-hmm.
Nick tries, I just want people to know, Nick tries so hard to get people on this podcast, and they say yes sometimes, and sometimes things don't work out. And it's no big deal. You know, we're just fighting for our lives. Okay.
Every day.
So thank you, Nick, for all of your goddamn hard work. Today, we're going solo bolo. Once again, we have got posts not from the vault. These are just posts, dude. And I got to say, these are LA posts. We venture far and wide. You know, we end up in Cleveland. We end up in other parts of Ohio. It feels like every time we end up in Cleveland, it's like, what the fuck is going on in Cleveland?
Yeah. It's a lot of poop related posts in Cleveland.
Always poop, you know, and Cleveland doesn't help because the brand, the Cleveland Steamer, you know, come on, guys.
Yeah, your football team is the Browns. Like, it's just like,
help a friend out, you
dude,
know,
help yourselves out at some point, you know. Crawl out from under the shadow of the poop you've created. You know?
Absolutely. At least move on to pee, you know. There's all kinds of stuff. Just wiping, you know,
right?
Wiping when there is no poop. Sometimes you're just real sweaty back there.
Yeah. That's a getting older thing.
It's a getting older thing. I mean, I think it's also kind of a summer thing, you know, summer plus humidity is just like, I think I might need a wipe break, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't as humid where I grew up. And I was like, in summer, it was real dry heat, but I never had to just like, oh, well, it's time to wipe my ass. It's not for my 1 p.m. ass wipe.
Well, listen, as a person who grew up in humid environments, I think for a while it's been like, you know what? We've made it midday through the day. I think it's time for just a quick tidy up.
Yeah. For me, it's more, I'm just like getting older. Like, oh, my body, I just sweat more now. I'm just like,
yeah, you're just leaking more stuff.
Yeah. I'm just generally losing fluids on a regular.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, those old Southern men that like they dab their face. It's that.
Yeah. When they're
the
like
grundle.
Trying to get someone like off for murder or whatever in the courtroom.
Yeah. You got a white seersucker suit on.
Yeah. Now, Your Honor, if my client committed murder, would he have hired such a fat white man in a suit?
Now I do declare it's time to wipe my behind. So yeah, anyway, that's what we've been up to every day. But what I'm saying is we go far afield in Craigslist, and I'm always like, boy, Cleveland Craigslist is crazy, or like Syracuse, New York Craigslist is crazy. And then I go to LA and I'm like, no, I think we got it. You know,
yeah,
I feel like
LA is really weird.
We're really cracking the pinnacle of strange. So we're going to jump straight into it. We picked two just straight off the bat. So we're just going to go right into it. This is a good old fashioned fuck this place. PE for adults is our first post.
Oh man.
And as a title, I mean, 5 stars, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, okay, PE for adults. I'm not interested.
I'll say this title has got to me like the guy posted was like, he was like, someone's gotta care. Someone out there. Like, I know it. If I just shoot this flare up into the sky.
It just says PE for adults. They pay for one of those planes. That have like at the beach, you know, that have like an advertisement on them, but it just says PE for adults. It just says this way. Just run after the plane. We're over here. Yeah, I'd like, it's just like, hey, speaking of like ask sweat, you know, like, hey, have you ever wanted to get bullied for just being you?
Yeah.
But now you're fully grown. Anyway.
Oh my God. Do you miss the days of wedgies?
How much do you miss wearing shorts that don't fit, wearing a t-shirt that you sharpied your name onto?
You know, real quick on wedgies is like, that's like a very like cartoony kind of like Disney style way of being bullied. Like you see that in kids shows or whatever. I didn't see I never saw a whole lot of actual wedgies in my life.
Of real wedgies or swirlies.
Yeah, I will say the few times I did see wedgies were hilarious
and pretty violent.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking hardcore, man. My
know,
cousin used to give his brother wedgies, and I mean, he would just fucking destroy their buttholes and their underwear all at the same time, just like
yeah. There's a touch of whimsy on, like Even Stevens or whatever when they do it, but in real life, it's an act of violence, unspeakable violence.
Yeah. Like on TV
shows,
it's like they're
seams, against buttholes, against taints.
Yeah, like it's like, and on TV, it's like they're like hung up by their locker or whatever,
They're like, oh, it's me, Dave.
Oh, geez, I'm stuck up here till third period or whatever. But in real life, it's like they're wheeling them out on a stretcher. It's like, they're fucking dead.
Yeah. And you broke your femur, both of them.
Like, I just remember like my aunt screaming at my cousin just because she was so mad at like how bad a wedgie he gave his little brother. Just ripped him, just tore his whole. Just completely shredded the underwear and stuff. And he was just like laying on the ground, like kind of like sniveling, crying. Like,
have you ever seen that video? I try not to reference like just videos that we can't watch on the show, but there's a video, and I feel like it's a classic viral video where like it's on the news, and it's a grape stomping thing where this news anchor is like, she's on site, and she's like, oh, I'm here for the grape wine festival or whatever, and she's on a tub on a platform, and she's stomping grapes, and she falls during the segment off camera, and her mic is still on her, and you can hear her going like, like a dog that's been caught in like a bear trap,
right.
And then it just cuts right back to the studio, and they're like, ooh, hope Cheryl's okay.
Yeah. Ooh, sounded like she was praying for death back there.
Yeah, so that's what that kid with the wedgie is, just like everything is broken, you got spinal problems now.
Yeah, you walk weird now.
You got those, not a walker, but those things you have individually on each arm.
Yeah. Those like hook in your forearms or whatever.
Yeah. You got to wear those for a couple days. So yeah. Anyway, that's what is awaiting us in the PE for adults genre. So there is a quick picture, and I think actually this picture is similar to the text in the post. So I'm just going to describe the photo. It looks like a word art flyer of like a basketball, and there's like a basketball hoop, and it just says physical education for adults, and then it just goes into some of the detail on the post. So we're just going to read the text. It says, are you tired of the same exercises? And like, yeah, sometimes I am.
Sure.
And then, do you remember playing on the schoolyard as a child? Which that sounds like you're 100 years old.
Whole different thing. Yeah. But yeah, I remember that too.
Hey, you ever had peanuts before? Oh, wow. No. Have you had them boiled? Oh, well, yeah. Anyway.
Isn't the sun bright? What? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. It's one of those sales conversations where they're just trying to say yes to whatever.
Right.
Like, have you put stuff in your pockets before? I mean, yeah, once or twice I have. So it continues. Have you watched your own children play and wished to join in? And this sentence is incredible because, we're going to loop back on it, but I just want to say, we're going to put a pin on that sentence because it goes in a couple different directions. If you can answer any of these questions with a resounding yes, then reply to this post. So yeah, they're looking for the easy yes. Take charge of your future by having fun. And then it says spots are filling up quickly. And then the pay says no pay.
No pay.
None at all. So
just like when you were a kid. Yeah.
Just like when you're a kid, please go outside. Of course, I'm not going to pay you. You're a child. It seems like this is not a job. No,
it seems like it's definitely a cry for help on the under. On the under, it's a cry for help.
This is a person who needs friends.
What jumped out at me about this is I think that it's not a job. But it's like he's gonna put you to work. Like there's no way you're not doing whatever a PE
you're the
teacher
water boy. Yeah.
Right. You're setting up cones.
There's so many
pumping air in the balls or whatever you got to do. But you're gonna go there and have to work.
Oh yeah, he's gonna hand you a fistful of sidewalk chalk and just be like, no, we got to draw it. If we're gonna do Foursquare, we got to measure these things out to the right dimensions. So get to it. I do think this, have you watched your own children play and wish to join in, is the sentence of a madman. Because anyone who has ever been around children in any capacity at all you just join. You don't wish to join in. You don't say like, like, oh, my nephew, he sure is cute and is having a good time. How I wish I could join him.
Right. Well, it's like,
right? Your nephew comes in, like stomps on your foot and is like, you're Optimus Prime, and then runs away.
Right. Yeah.
And then you have to chase him, or else he's going to go straight into the street.
Yeah, it's like this guy he's like, I wish someone could explain to me the rules of children's games so that I could join in.
Yeah. Like, oh, I see kids jumping rope. What are the rules?
Yeah, I want to play with my kids, but they're all so stuck up about the rules. Please, someone explain to me.
Please, someone explain jacks to me. Or marbles. Again, it sounds like a person who's 1,000 years old. Who's like, oh, are you playing on the schoolyard? Like,
yeah, right.
No one, playground is what it's called, the playground. No one says schoolyard unless you have been in prison for 50 years and you're mixing up, the titles of things. Like, oh yeah, I was out on the yard.
Care to take a break at the old watering hole?
You ever gone fishing just cause? Yeah, I mean, you ever played hooky and painted a fence white? So yeah, no, I mean, like this, I agree with you that that when this person says spots you're filling up quickly, they mean spots to work for me, spots to sell t-shirts. It's very strange. Like I believe that this, like, what's crazy to me is the concept I'm actually down with. Like, this happens all the time. I know people, I lived in Portland, so I know people who fucking like joined adult kickball leagues and shit.
Yeah.
And that sounds more fun than PE for adults. Right? Because part of PE is, I don't know if you remember, is at least for me, PE was on rotation. You started, doing basketball, which I just sat on the side for mostly, and then you had to go to a rotation where you had to do health class. You had to learn about your growing bodies and stuff, with like a hungover 39-year-old coach.
Got it.
Who just cared about weightlifting. Just all he wanted was to get to that weightlifting rotation.
Yeah, we had like. One of my schools I went to a bunch of schools when I was a kid. And, but I remember one like that I stayed at for a while was whatever sport was currently being played, like in league, then that's what PE was every day. So if it was wrestling season, then PE every day, everyone was wrestling.
Is that just because the coaches are the coaches of those sports?
Yep. Yeah. And he would use it to recruit. He would use it to like get an extra, like get 2-a-days in out of his 12-year-olds,
Yeah. He's absolutely testing all children to see who's going to be good at wrestling at the age of 11 years old.
But I remember that in like cross country, like we just run for miles during PE.
Man, that's so, like, I remember, that's nuts. Like, I remember definitely the coaches were for sure scouting, but also it doesn't take like that long to see if a kid is good, like at 11, if they're good enough at basketball. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, they're not trying to train kids to dunk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I remember, I have this, I don't know if I told the story on the pod, but I have a very vivid memory of like being in that middle school and doing cross country and like what's the one with the relay where you pass the baton?
It's track,
whatever that is, the baton run.
I mean, it sounds like
old baton runs,
Yeah, it's the old batoner. Go ahead.
You're doing the baton runs. And I got paired off against this kid, Merv, who is the fastest fucking kid in school. And I was like so determined. Like I was like, I'm gonna fucking keep up. I don't care if I die. I'm gonna fucking keep up with him. And I did. And I was and I remember passing the baton to this kid, Asher, who had a limp. And he also wore those sunglasses that were prescription, but they were tinted for the sun, so they looked like shades, Oh,
you mean regular glasses, like the transition lenses, like if he was inside or outside, they would change.
But and I remember passing it to him, and the kid he was up against just smoked him so hard. And I remember just screaming at Asher to run faster because I'd worked so hard to keep up with this other super fast kid. And I don't have an end to that story, except that like if I think about it, I can still see him just making that turn around the track, and it's so slow, and he's got this weird gait when he runs. And I was just my God, he's slow. My God. It was just like, and I was like wheezing because I had run so hard, and I'm trying to scream through my wheezes. Asher run faster. Like,
yeah, you
and
got like a smoker's cough by the end of that.
yeah. I don't know. I maybe I don't remember because I probably passed out.
Well, well, I think what's crazy about PE is like, it is the like, like anybody who talks or looks at me knows I did not excel in PE class, right?
Okay.
Right. But what's crazy is the kids who did even worse than me,
Right.
like I had a truce with PE. Like I remember my coach Redmond, I think was his name. And a fond game of his, which was to kill time, was just 3-on-3 basketball. Right.
Okay.
So one team is 3, one team is the other 3. And then all the other kids are on the side watching in teams of 3. Whoever loses goes back into line. And then you just kind of progress down the line, right?
Okay, yeah, it's like Iron Man basketball in that way.
Yeah, and then eventually, like the good, the 2 good groups of 3 will play, and I think it was like play to 3 or play to 5 or something, and they took a long time because they were good, and everybody else just like burned through, and I realized I was like, oh, I just want to get with the other loser kids, and just like immediately lose, like it doesn't matter, just like boom, 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 and then just go sit back down and talk about Star Wars or whatever, and that's exactly what I did. And I remember Coach Evan just like turning around and talking to me, and I forgot this kid's name, but it was Jeffrey, or it was Ralph or some shit.
Right.
Randy or something, and he was just like, yeah, I get it, you guys, like you're just not good at basketball. Like, it's fine, sit down, have a good time, you're good at talking.
He's like I knew when you called yourselves the Starship Enterprise that you weren't gonna be the best team out here.
Coming up is Worf fan club number 1.
Yeah.
He used to be a part of the bad guys, but he's good now. Isn't that Worf thing? Isn't it?
I don't know anything. I think so. I know very minimal about Star Trek.
that Worf is the in that run of Star Trek, which I've watched very little. He's like, look, he's got furrowed eyebrows, the 1,000 eyebrows. Yeah. And I feel like that's only bad guys have those, So
yeah.
I think he was once a bad guy. Now he's bad.
You're like, anyway, so you are far too ugly to be a good guy.
We don't like the way you look, so we can't like you,
So you guys were just like on the sidelines playing with your action figures against each other or whatever. And then
absolutely. Yeah, we were just talking about Sonic the Hedgehog and shit, like whatever, bro. And it was a good time. Like I was like, oh, but it's basketball day. Awesome. All I have to do is be humiliated for seconds at a time. But meanwhile, on another team, there's this kid named, I think, Andrew, who 24/7 he wore fingerless gloves.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow, that's a move. Yeah. He's
and
really trying to get into that Hey Arnold type of personality.
Yeah, he was a real mouth breather. And he was like the super skinny kid. Like he could have been just as, weird and dorky or whatever he wanted to be as we were, but he couldn't stop talking about like BMX biking and how real BMXers wore these gloves. I was like, yeah, but not off the bike.
Yeah, they don't sleep in them, dude. Yeah.
Anyway,
what do your hands look like?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows what was behind those palms,
Yeah, that's gross. So
could be too hairy from jerking it. I don't know. Anyway, so I don't want to relive any of that. Either for fun or for work. So again, if you want to do dodgeball, then just do dodgeball.
Yeah. See, my thing is, it's like there, like to your point, there are like leagues. There are also like adult leagues that are like competitive.
That are very clear about what they do.
Yeah. And it's like, this is what we do. This is when we're all about it or whatever.
And this is just sort of like, have you ever seen a child?
Well, yeah, but it's just like, the other thing about PE was like warm-ups. Are we doing jumping jacks or whatever?
Yeah.
What is it? What's going on here? Like, what's the learning part of this? This just doesn't.
Yeah, I think you're right. You're going to teach us bowling.
Yeah. He's like, and now we're going to learn about our bodies. It's sex ed day here.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got kids and you're probably going to want to know how to talk to them about sex.
Because you clearly didn't figure it out for yourself. That's why you have kids. So no, I have no interest. We're going to say fuck this place.
Yeah, I'm out too.
Okay, post number 2. And this is also Los Angeles. I feel like it's relevant to say this in Studio City, which is technically the Valley. And the title is "Cute Model Actress for Boring Bird Deterrent Video Series!" Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Sorry, I got so excited that it was boring with an exclamation mark that I could not get it out because I do think that's a strange combo. Go ahead.
Oh, so that's a strange pitch.
It's a strange pitch, and we have a very strange picture. To start, we have a picture of a woman. she's the emotional state that I would have her at is nonplussed. She is unimpressed with whatever is going on in front of her. She's a blonde woman, and she is holding a CD-ROM, I think, that says Bird Busters on it.
Right. Like she looks like she's got some dirt on this bird. Like she's got she's like, got you now. You
oh, like she's busting birds.
Like she's blackmailing this bird. Like, here, I found birds. This. I found this like evidence of you cheating on your wife, you know?
Yeah, she's a PI for birds. I will say she's green screened, and behind her is a bit of text that's kind of cut off at the top. It says advanced woodpecker deterrent, and then there's a image of a woodpecker, and it's a very strange image of a woodpecker. Like it is very sideways, and I would guess that this is actually probably a birdpecker against a woodpecker against a tree, right? Because the tree's vertical, and then the bird is like almost fully horizontal.
They're almost back to back, like it's a buddy cop movie.
Yeah, yeah. Right. It's like she's the bird buster, you know, head honcho, you know, and he's the bird that goes down to the field to just take pictures of birds cheating on wives and doing cocaine at work and stuff.
Right, and stealing money from the local church or whatever. But
and like defrauding. What was it? Aviva Siegel, that she was like involved in like defrauding workers' comp claims.
Right.
Like, oh, that guy doesn't have a limp at all.
Yeah. This girl, let's back to this girl. Okay, please. She's showing off a hefty amount of cleavage.
It's a pretty fairly intentional amount of cleave, I think.
And she's got 3 rings on 4 of her fingers on the hand we see. You are not. Where are you that you're also by woodpeckers? Yeah, where are you?
That's the thing that's strange about the green screen is like we know it's a green screen, you know, image or whatever, but it's still like, why are you so close to this? Very like the woodpecker is her size.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like it's a woodpecker in the distance behind her or like she's looking through binoculars or something. Like it's literally like the woodpecker, the length, including the bill of this woodpecker's head is the size of her head.
Right.
So it is strange. She appears to be wearing like makeup, but no makeup. Does that make sense?
Yeah. She's just like, here, got you, Mr. Woodpecker. You're busted for insider trading or whatever, you know?
Wall Street's gonna love to hear about this. Oh, I should say there's text at the bottom, and again, sort of like a news, like Dateline font.
Right.
It says birdbusters.com, established 1985, eco-friendly, non-lethal bird control solutions.
Yeah. So sure be a shame if the DA found this.
Listen, I think my pals over at the FBI might be curious to know about what these birds have been up to. You busted.
Yeah. Let's take a look at all these assault rifles you got back here. Got permits for these?
Oh, yeah. You got a permit for this street cart bird trying to sell illegal seed? I don't think so, pal. So that's the picture. Also, again, in the green screen there's 2 green screens going on because on the other side of her is just like blurry woods, you know, where I would expect a woodpecker to be all up in, you know?
Yeah.
This would be a haven for woodpeckers, I would think. You know, if you're trying to catch a perp,
yeah,
this is a good stomping ground. Okay, so that's the picture. Then there is a text, and it says, looking for a cute next door type girl to look nice and sexy. No.
Let me tell you what I'm looking for.
Next door type girl to look nice and sexy to present the items we explain in a how-to video, and then in parentheses says series. So there's more than one of these.
Right. It's like, I'm looking for a girl that makes me go, let's see her.
Apple pie. You might have a few the text resumes. You might have a few hello and goodbye lines. I expect so. Right. Very easy work. Please provide. Go ahead, please.
I'll say, I would thought maybe more. The look on this girl's face, like I said, is just like, you might not remember me, but you killed my dad 20 years ago. I'm here to get my revenge on you, woodpecker.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The look on this person's face is you're in some deep doo-doo, sir. And a judge is going to hear about it, you know? So Yeah, no, I agree with you that she doesn't look nice. Yeah, sure, yeah, definitely, sexy, sure, but nice. No, I would say she's delivering some severe looks. And then it says, please provide Instagram link or recent photos. Here's an example, and there's a YouTube link, which we can take a quick look at. And then it says work time about 3 hours, $250, location, Studio City, date, and then it gives a date. And compensation does reiterate $250. That's the post.
Oh, dude, just a creep, just woodpecker creep.
Just a woodpecker creep. We have to click on this YouTube video.
Yeah, we got to see what the hell.
We're not going to listen to it because I don't want to hear whatever this person has to say. And
oh man, it's her.
All right. Okay. please, Nick, go on.
It's a cleavage farmer woodpecker girl. The girl,
and it seems like the cleavage is increased.
Yeah. This is weird.
And I should also note, okay, in the first picture, I was willing to let this go because I just thought, well, it's just a screenshot, She's cut off about 1/8 off the top of her head.
Yeah,
we can still say it's a full person or whatever, but like just past the forehead is when she kind of gets, the crown of the head is cropped up. When we go to YouTube, even less of her head
half her
visible.
forehead is gone. Yeah,
half her forehead, and I think, and here's my guess: we're losing half the forehead to gain 20% more
boob.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. In fact, he was like, cut, hold on.
we gotta bring this down a little bit.
All right, there we go.
So
apologies.
So here's we're just gonna kind of let this play through for a minute. This person's talking and is giving like how-to tips and advice. We don't hurt them, just make them leave. And then
whoa, bud. Oh my God. Then, okay, right away, we get who, no doubt, the mastermind behind this. And he looks exactly like how you think he's going to look. He's so fat and so weird looking. And he's wearing a polo shirt. It's got 3 buttons.
And not a single one of these is buttons.
It's also, he's fat, but his shirt is too baggy. The short sleeves go far past his elbows.
Yeah, this is a classic look here. I mean, really and truly, this is the look of every man over 55 who goes on a public golf course regularly, right?
Yeah, look at his sleeves. Any further, he'd be getting into like robe for a druid, kind of,
Yeah. Robe for a druid. Yeah, no, it's the very long sleeves. The amount of time that I spent around Southern boomer gentlemen does not make this super surprising to me, but it is even a little longer than theirs. But you're right. It is we're just
every time the guy walks in, he's like helping the Undertaker get to the ring at WrestleMania. Like he's a druid.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I have lost it. I've gone. I've been on another planet. I'm back. Yeah, he looks like a druid, man. Like if he lifts up that sleeve, you are going to see so much hanging down. And that's just the sleeve. Who knows what's going to hang down skin wise. This man has a bit of a belly. That's true. And he's explaining stuff. He's got a table with stuff on it. And I would like to point out that nothing improves. I think we start in the video. Oh no.
Oh, dude. All right. Okay. Chase is skipping ahead a little. It's all good, Chase. Chase is skipping ahead a little bit just to try to get some footing. And it's just what it looks like they're selling is cutouts of owls that they're trying to sell. And you hang on a tree, and this girl who came back to the other girl, she's wearing a shirt that ties in the middle. It's just a lot of boob. Like it's
so much boob. Dude. How did they get her in a different outfit?
Why did she need multiple outfits for this shoot?
Like I swear to God, she is showing slightly less cleavage than the infamous Jennifer Lopez dress of like the '96 Grammys. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. The green one.
Yeah, the green one, where it's like it's just right to the belly button. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot. It does look like she's selling homemade owls, for sure. I've got snot running down my face. I can't with these people. We finally have this woman. Now she's adjusting the owl. Oh no, I can't. It's too much.
It's
too
okay.
much.
Like, when you see an American flag out in front of someone's houses, it's up like it's
hanging from one of those little flagpole things.
Yeah, it's just like on a flagpole with a little like it like reflects in the sun. It's like a silvery owl.
Yeah, it's just a silver owl. And I swear to fucking God,
holographic owl, 2 holographic owls, 1 25-foot holographic reel strip, and 1 swivel bracket kit.
Literally, this guy's selling you the thing you would put a Green Bay Packers flag on, right? Plus basically a shiny strip of paper and 2 owls. Mm-hmm. And this video has 25,000 views.
Versus how many likes, Chase?
95.
25,000 views, 95 likes. Which means every other person just was like, son of a bitch. It's just holographic owls.
Yeah, that's right. Whew, so that's tough. I mean, wow. Well, here's my question. What happened to this lady? You know what happened to this very, kind person who was willing to hold up holographic owls in multiple outfits? And just give looks, looks that are just like, hey there,
sultry.
Hey there, boy. Cowboy.
Hey, just got here from hell. Huh?
Yeah, this is bad. This is bad.
I recognize you from the background of a Mortal Kombat level.
She does look very much like a person who's having a bad time and bleeding out in hell while you're like getting your ass kicked by like Reiki or whatever that guy's name lightning bolts out is. And what's crazy is if you look, and we're not going to click on them, but if you look, on the side here, there's other posts where she's involved, and again,
a lot of boobs still,
just pure boobage,
and she, oh my God, a gigantic like foam plush spider to scare away birds.
And then they have I just don't get there. Okay. It seems to me like this entire person's business proposition is scarecrows for birds, scarecrows for woodpeckers specifically, which I guess like work because scarecrows are a thing. So maybe he was just like, what about scare birds?
Yeah.
I can't imagine you're fooling woodpeckers here, but fine. I'm not here to evaluate business. I'm not also a nice or sexy next door type girl. So I'm gonna say no. But I hope this woman is safe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm going to say no too, just because it's like, there's no way. We're talking about sweaty up top. There's no way this guy's not super sweaty.
Oh, he's so sweaty.
He's so sweaty to be around, Yeah. And if you're like in the woods, might get hot out there or might get humid out there. The guy's super sweaty. Oh no, but I'm sorry. He's in Studio City. So he's just like in his weird studio apartment or whatever. It's super gross.
Oh, he's got a green screen inside an apartment or a public storage, like a rental space, like he got the smallest one. It was like, oh yeah, we're shooting in here. We got a fan. It's fine. So then in which case it'll be very sweaty. So boy, am I glad we clicked on that YouTube. Makes me sad that people don't watch our YouTubes as much.
Right.
but then again, we're not as
girl.
Yeah, we're not quite as busty. And we don't have a solution for, I'm sure people are Googling, how do I bust my bird?
Right.
And in which case, what are we going to do? Bust it back? Busting makes me feel good. Okay, fuck this place. Heyo, what's up, everybody?
What's going on, guys?
Hey, did you know that you can text this podcast? The number is 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. We take your side, by the way. That's an automatic position. If you text us, we're on your side.
Yeah, I don't give a damn about your boss. You think I'm going to protect that guy? I hate that guy. I hate that guy. I got your back. We got your back here.
Absolutely. If we're this is like a weirdo, like sleazy lawyer commercial. I mean, we're on your side to a point,
I'm wearing a goofy suit right now.
I'm wearing a brown tie. Couldn't tell you why. If you need to talk shit about something, like we're your shit talking team. All you gotta do is text 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. We're on your side. And we're back, baby. Today, we are going to pop into 2 posts on a segment we like to call Trace has been on the internet for too long. And I found some Reddit posts with people asking things. And we are here to answer some of those things. So post number 1 is just in Reddit /jobs /jobs, excuse me. I'm not speaking the lingo of the kids, which if you are a person who thinks that only kids are on Reddit, you are 1,000 years old. Anyway, so the title of this person's question is, my boss cried during my performance review.
Oh, wow.
Which is like, that seems bad. Seems like something we wouldn't want to happen. And so their text begins. So during my performance review, I mentioned I was disappointed with my raise and went on to list my accomplishments from the previous year. I wasn't yelling. I was very calm and stated my case. Unexpectedly, my boss started getting emotional and started tearing up. She stated that she felt like she'd let me down and that she would try to do better next year. I'm not sure how to go about this. Has anyone's boss cried during the performance review? And that is their post.
Wow. No. I've had my boss yelled at me once, "I'm doing everything I can to make you happy." And but that was the closest I ever had a boss get to.
And I would say that is a knife's edge. Like that, like that person's in the fight or flight response. They chose to fight, but it could have gone the other way. That it could have just been like, I can't fucking do this anymore, Nick.
Right. Yeah.
I love you,
Yeah.
You're tearing my fucking heart out.
Yeah.
You're not happy. What am I gonna do?
I remember thinking like, I don't think you do that much to make me happy. And then going to my boss's boss sometime later and saying that my boss said that, and my boss's boss was like, wow, that's not appropriate. And also, I don't think that your boss does that much to make anyone happy. So I was like, right. Yeah. It's like, that's it's inappropriate. And also it's a lie.
And that's far more egregious, really, in this case. I was like, everything I do to keep you happy. And it's like, you could get me, I swear to fucking God, you could do everything you're doing now, which makes me miserable, and occasionally get me like a cherry Coke, right? And like, you'd make up for a lot of the things that you do, Right. So yeah, this has never happened. This has never happened to me in any, never. Not once. I also can't say like I've been in a few performance reviews, right? But I have not been. I probably should have been in more of them.
Okay.
But it's also strange because, again, I don't know how everybody structures everything. Like, but my understanding is that like a performance review is time to discuss a race, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like this is the time to discuss it. But what I'm also a little confused by, and is that this person says, I was disappointed with my raise. And it's like, well, no shit. Like you're always disappointed with the raise. I mean, you want it to be better. Every raise should be more. However, I wonder what the conversation was like then.
Well, right? I think this post technically starts mid-review or 3/4 into the review, right? So it's like the review's going, and then the boss goes, so we're giving you.
You're saying this might
17 cents an hour.
Yeah.
And now you can get an extra snack from the fridge on Thursdays.
And we're really excited about it.
Yeah, we're very, very excited. So anyway, 17 cents an hour and a little more snacks. What do you think? And then
he basically just says like, I'm not so sure. Like, I am doing everything to make you happy.
Yeah. And exactly.
Just tell me what it would take. Just tell me, except for money. Just anything but money. What would it take? Or me doing anything different. What would it take?
Yeah. I can't do more money. I can't do less work. I can't do general better attitudes. What can we do?
What? Well, I mean, seriously, don't ask for too much, but ask me for something. So okay. We've sorted out the timeline here. Try to do better next year is there's a gap here. There's a major gap in reaction versus action and sincerity. Because it's like you're crying and saying, I'll do better next year. And it's like, well, you could do better now.
Right. We're not out of the room yet.
We haven't even left. And a year is a long way away, like,
yeah.
It's not like I could do better next performance, which is in 6 months, right? Or 3 months. It's like, no, a year. So sorry, you're disappointed. I will have to deal with this crushing defeat of you getting 17 cents more for a whole year. Certainly, I know you'll live with it, obviously, because you have to. Bye. I'll see you then. So no, no one's boss has. I mean, I'm sure other people's bosses have cried during the performance review. They shouldn't, though.
They should not. What do you even say? You just go, all right, good talk, and then you leave? I don't know what you say.
Yeah, I mean, this person is right to post this on Reddit. I'm not sure how to go about this. I mean, obviously you made it out of the room. Otherwise, hopefully you're not texting like they're right in front of you.
Please tell me. Someone do it, please.
I got to get a quick solution out of this one. I mean, honestly, the sad thing is this boss wants you to do nothing about it, right? Yeah. They want to think that they won by crying in front of you, whether that's sincere or not, right? Well, even if they are genuinely sincere and they're very sad that they didn't give you enough money. Again, that's just there's no fucking way that's true. But let's just imagine that it is. Even in that case, all they want you to do is to never speak about this ever again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like as soon as you leave the office, she's just like wiping her teeth. She's like, sucker,
Yeah. I got 15 more cents an hour for Johnny. Fuck him. Yeah, like no, this person, even if it is sincere, they want to think that you bought all of it, including the possible sincerity that They're like, yeah, this person must feel really bad that they made me feel bad. So we won't have to deal with that for 364 more days. So good job, Clarissa, and that's it. So, I mean, I'm not to say that you should do nothing about it. And Nick, you talked to your supervisor of that supervisor, not to say that your, wages changed or anything, but like you could talk to another person about it.
Yeah. You should get another person involved in that because it's like, there is no reason. And not to say that like, I'm not like negging them, but there should never be a reason to cry at work ever.
Because work should be okay.
Yeah, work should be okay for everyone involved. They should never be so
This is not about your emotional fortitude, right? Mm-hmm. This isn't like there's no crying in baseball situation,
right?
From League of Their Own. Thank you. This is like nothing at work should be so severe or intense that someone should need to cry.
Right.
If you come to work crying, fine. That's just the way your life is. And that's,
we've all been there.
Hey, that's the default sometimes. Mm-hmm. But if it's the work specifically that's causing it, nobody should be in that camp, including your boss. No one deserves to be in that camp, including your boss, sadly. So yeah, certainly worth mentioning to someone above. My guess is if this person is willing to cry during a performance review, the next person above is probably not going to be too hot in any camp, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think they're going to be like, we're going to fix this for you. But if there is someone to speak to about it, I would recommend doing that at the bare minimum, just to say that you did.
I agree.
At some point later, when someone's like, why does Clarissa cry every time she looks at you? You can be like, well, she did cry to my performance review because I wanted more money. And they're like, oh yeah. I got it. I asked for that 3 years ago, and give us 6 weeks and things will get better. So good luck to you in this job. It seems like it's a bad job. It seems like it's a bad time. Mm-hmm. So hope
I hope you get out of that frosty freeze or whatever it is.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's correct. Okay. Question number 2 from Reddit. And this is a little more, I would say it's a little more like nuts and bolts. Like, so just sort of like, I think it's a good hypothetical question that I think is worth touching on. I'm sort of teeing up why I picked this post, because I think that it's a trap, a mental trap that I have fallen into, and I'm sure other people have. Well, because here we are on Reddit, people are asking. So I think it's just a nice thing to go over. So the title is it possible to sustain yourself if you buy a mobile/manufactured home for less than $100,000 and get a full-time job that doesn't pay that well? Question mark. And I feel like this fits into the broad genre of You know what? I'll like proselytize at the end here. We're gonna read the post. I was thinking of doing this. Yeah. Okay. I have enough to buy a mobile or manufactured home for less than 100K in full. So this person's got some savings.
Right. Yeah, a lot of money.
Let's just call it 60 or 70K saved, right? Because I don't think a mobile home is going to be 30K, right? I mean, just off the top of the dome.
I have no idea how much a mobile home would cost.
Or maybe we're going to have to Google it. Anyway, I know there's a monthly lot rent, because that is true. When you buy a mobile home, you have to rent the lot that it stays on, which should only be a few $100, average of $500 or so. This is what this person says. I assume they've done an amount of research. Would it be possible to survive comfortably in this situation for one person if I were to take a full-time job working at McDonald's, Starbucks, CVS, Target, or some other customer service job?
I'm going to say no. Right
immediately, I'm going to say no. Yes.
No way.
And they continue. I ask this because I got into a lab science program, but I'm having second thoughts about it.
What the hell is your life? What the hell are you talking about? What the hell is this post?
What's going on? That's what I'm saying. Is there's but there's a core here that I think is worth mentioning.
Got into a lab science program, and also I'm currently being chased by a dog down the street. What the fuck are you talking about?
I just got certified in CPR and I'm trying to live in a cave. Okay, well, is it possible to do that if I only hunt for berries? Well,
can I still get insurance on my hot air balloon?
Yeah, a real combo of randos. I just got into a lab science program, but I'm having thoughts about it, second thoughts about it. And then they continue. I'm middle-aged, which is like that's the biggest curveball, I think, of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Of like the idea that you're 45 and you know how the world works, and this is your pitch. Anyway, I don't have any patience for strict memorization of a bunch of science facts and figures. Plus, I don't think my brain is as sharp to memorize vast amounts of information like it used to.
I don't even think your brain remembers what you started this post with. So,
I mean, I think you're right on that one. The program would last 1 year full-time, unpaid. I just want a decent full-time job with my own place and support myself. This is priority. End of post.
Oh man, no.
There's a lot going on here.
No, you can't do this. You can't.
You can't do this. I think that again. So let's jump back to the core issue before we go back into the nuts and bolts of this person's like. I'm about to become a surgeon, but my mom has cancer, and I was born in Toledo. Anyway, so the core question here, I think, is a question that a lot of people fantasize about, myself included, have been like, what if I was able to isolate a bunch of variables and make my life really cheap? Right? Like, I think that's a thing that a lot of people talk about. It's like,
right,
I can move to the woods, or I remember a conversation with a comic a while back with it where I was talking about, trying to find a job and trying to get this stuff. And this person who I'm not going to blow up who they are, but they have been on the podcast. And they were like, I'm just trying to want less. No. So like, my strategy is to just want less things. And I was like, buddy, at the time I was like, whatever, man. And this person has since changed their tune because no shit. Like, you can't just live a life that just has less, like, especially as, again, this is why it's just it is so mind-blowing. As you reach middle age, you need more. The older you get, the more you will need. I understand being like 19 years old and be like, I'm just gonna live like a dirtbag, mattress on the floor, no big fuck, like, fine, like, totally viable. But like, even if, and I was talking with a friend about this, even if like your body stays at the fucking like jet fuel that a 19-year-old is burning on, like, you can drink so much, wake up the next day, get to work, it's fine. Even if your body's still in that condition, you do that for 15, 20 years, you just don't want to do that anymore. Right. And so this person is basically asking, like, can I reduce my life down to nothing, like a nub, and just somehow skate by? And the answer is for sure not.
Right.
Like, and this person thinks, I can buy the mobile home outright, so my rent's going to be super low and I'll work at a CVS or whatever. This person's clearly never worked at McDonald's, Starbucks, CVS, or Target.
Yeah.
Right. And I guess that's the thing that blows my mind. Is like, you're middle-aged, you've never talked to somebody who works minimum wage. And it's like, it fucking sucks, you idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, I like, to me, this person is super delusional. The only thing that would wrap all of this up for me is if it started with, I recently inherited a lot of money because I was run over by an 18-wheeler. And then you read this and you go, oh, got it. He's fucking crazy. Like, he's like been ruined. His mind is mush.
Yeah. Yeah. Flush with cash, mind of mush. Yeah, no, I agree. And also, like, it seems like you got a pretty good thing going on. You got into this lab science program.
But see, the thing, he doesn't think he's gonna be any good at it. It's full time. He doesn't know how to do it. Plus, his brain doesn't work good no mo. And he wants a different full-time job in customer service.
Like, it's the worst thing.
45 years old, he's gonna get a job at McDonald's. He's gonna start working at McDonald's at 45 years old, and everyone next to him's got like they're all sophomores in high school,
or they're on a bunch of drugs.
Yeah, and he's just,
or they're another 45. I mean, the thing is, this person, let's imagine this person is well adjusted, which I can't imagine, but let's just imagine they are. They're going to meet the other 45-year-old who works at McDonald's, and they're going to realize that this person has been through, this other 45-year-old has been through a very tough life.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, where do you live? Oh, we live in the same mobile home community. What's your deal? Well, I bought my home outright. And I just work here for fun, just trying to, take it easy. And this person's like, my life has been ruinous. Yeah, I've been trying to get out of this McDonald's for 45 years.
Yeah. I live with 11 other people.
Yeah. So again, like, you've clearly never even been in a McDonald's for more than 10 minutes.
Right.
Like, you don't even have to work at a McDonald's or a Starbucks or a CVS or a Target to know that it's not a great time for everybody.
Yeah.
Just go inside one. This is my only advice to this person. Go inside any of the businesses you're thinking of. If you want to order something, fine, go for it. Stand still and just look behind the register at what's going on back there. If you don't get yelled at by them for looking at them, like, hey, old man, what the fuck are you looking at? If you can, if for some reason you last long enough where you can just look behind the register and see what's going on back there, and again, just watch the customers come through. Do that for an hour, right? Just 1 hour, and then think that hour was, at whatever state you're in, the minimum wage. $15, $8 an hour in some cases, $7.45. There's no way you'll even be able to stand gazing into the abyss for that long.
Just the amount of homeless people. Go in there and just, like, the amount of crazy homeless people.
The last time I walked into a Wendy's was a few months ago, and I walk in, there is a security guard screaming at another man who is trying to use the bathroom without paying. Just and the security
I'm gonna take a shit.
And the security guard's just saying, like, all right then, like, trying to push him to. And of course, the person who is trying to get in the bathroom is screaming, like, fucking fascist, cunt. Again, it's just like, bro. Again, step back with McDonald's and Starbucks, where there's a ton of chaos. Even a CVS, man, it is a tough spot.
Yeah, to hang out. I remember, this is probably the last time I went into a Carl's Jr., and this is probably now like 5 years ago, but I went into a Carl's Jr. in downtown LA, and legit, I walked in, and there was a security guard. Like, this homeless guy had picked up one of the trays, like the food trays, and was like raising it up, like he was going to hit this security guard, and the security guard picked up her own tray. And they both like had trays, and they were like about to, it was like lightsabers, but trays, Yeah, it's like a lightsaber fight from like, what's the third new movie anyway, where it's like, it's all those like dudes in red just coming after this. There was like an old lady in the background yelling. She was just going, no, like whatever was about to happen was going to be this. Like, she was stopping 9/11.
Yeah, like, no, cut to minutes later, every piece of glass in this Carl's Jr. is just shattered. Yes. And it's just security guard screaming into a trash can where he has placed this person. It's like, had enough yet? Have you had enough yet?
See what you made me do.
Oh man,
I can't control it.
It's so crazy because while that's happening, Like you, Nick, are just like, oh man, can I get number 3 combo?
I just want a double Western burger.
I'm just trying to get out of here. Like I'm just trying to get out of here with some fries.
just crispy. You know what? Regular fries. Regular fries.
Yeah,
I gotta go.
Nice. And the guy behind you is complaining because like he's coming back to the restaurant. Be like, there's no cheese on my fish sandwich. I asked for extra cheese on my fish. And they're like, sir, can you please understand that we have bigger things going on here?
Please,
like,
sir,
I'm looking for more.
We're all afraid here.
Please. We're afraid for our lives every day. I can't give you more cheese because my manager's going to yell at me because I gave you too much bonus cheese already. So again,
so that's what's going on. And you want to go to fucking the science fair or whatever for a year. This is, oh man, the more I think about it, this is such a stupid post. It's almost, it's verging on the, like, it's like on humble brag mode almost, where it's like, okay, you've got a little under 100K in your pocket and you got into this science program and you want to know why would you even focus on anything else than the school program?
Then exactly what you have set up. You've already done it.
And why would you pick the worst places to work? Pick a grocery store, pick a nice grocery store and be a cashier, just anything else with a little more cushion.
Yeah. Again, it shows how little this person knows about any customer service job at all. It's just like the first 4 that come up are the first 4 that come up on like Fox News. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when somebody's completely uninformed about, the jobs that are available, or just like McDonald's always comes up, Starbucks always comes up, and then CVS and Target, it's like, well, yeah, their stores. I've been in them before. Yeah. I mean, you have, again, conservatively $30,000 saved.
Right.
Hold on to it and get in this lab science. Like you say your brain is mush or whatever. Like maybe you got into it because your brain is half decent. Like how'd you get in? Are you just like, did you just like fall into a lab science program? You're like, I'm trapped inside this lab science program. And I'm thinking it might be nicer to work at a Starbucks where we get everybody's name wrong all day long. No. Also, and again, this person ends the post with, I want a decent full-time job with my own place and support myself. Like you have already cut yourself up at the knees for decent full-time job. Decent is not what any customer service job is. There's not decency in it. And it's not even always full-time. Yeah. You want to be a manager at a fucking CVS. And then of course, like this is priority. It's like, it seems like you have everything going for you. Just keep going. It seems like someone just made a post that was like, life is hard. I'm doing pretty good though. Any other options? And it's like, no, I don't think so. I think actually this is really and truly a pretty good situation you got going on here. And maybe it's going to be hard to get through the science facts, but like my guess is if you're going through a lab science program and you got in, the jobs on the other side are probably not that bad. Right.
This guy
sucks. If you're kind of a ding dong,
give me your money.
Hey, we're running a lab science program. It'll take a whole year to do this program. Anyway, so you're right. Your brain isn't as good as it used to be. It's going to be tough, right? But like, you'll have other students that work with you. Like, keep going, please. Don't backtrack. That's all we got for that guy, really.
Yeah.
And that, my friends, is the pod.
That's the pod, guys.
Yet another week of running into the dumbest people alive. We made it through somehow unscathed.
Live to tell the tale.
And I hope that you go through your week this coming week, also running into hopefully not the dumbest people alive, but you're probably going to your job. So there's going to be a few of them, and hope none of them bragged to you about getting into a science program and having literally thousands of dollars saved up. In the meantime, fuck this place.
Fuck this place. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening. If you had a good time, don't forget to subscribe, rate the podcast, leave a review, 5 stars, 4 stars. You can give less stars, but don't do that. I mean, you can, but just text us. It's 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. You can just let it out, Get mean. We're here for you. Okay, that's it. Bye for now.